Welcome to my first YouTube video on this channel. So, I decided to finally make a YouTube video and talk about my life. Been meaning to make it for a long time, but honestly, I've never had the motivation or really the video idea or channel idea. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this channel, but I know that I wanted to make this video specifically, so I'm going to make this video
Spit it out already.
specifically talking about my life. So where should I start? Right? I want to say I hate my life, but it's honestly not even that bad. Like, if I were to look at it from like an outside perspective, I'm sure there are, millions and millions of people who would absolutely love to trade places with me, right? To be 19 again, to, have the freedom to choose, be able to go to college, be able to start a YouTube channel, be able to just talk about things and to just genuinely be themselves and find themselves all over again. And the thing is, right, that's just from an outside perspective, right? They don't know really what my life looks like. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know the experiences I've had. They don't know the happy moments, the sad moments. They don't know anything about that. That's my point, We all walk around in society, right? Like half of being a functioning member of society is literally just putting a smile on your face and acting like everything's okay. But we all know this shit is not okay. Right? We all know. Sorry if I sound stuffy. I'm a little sick right now. So yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of people who would trade places with me any day of the week. But the reality is, I'm not happy, right? I'm not happy in my current state, and I don't enjoy my life, right? And I don't blame anyone. Like, I take full responsibility, right? I have put myself in the position that I am in today. And it's my job to get myself out of it. And sitting around and doing nothing about it is not going to change it, right? So I realized I don't give a shit what people think. Half of the people watching this, half of the people that are going to see it, whether they know me or not, are probably going through the same things, going through the same struggles, or at the very least have skeletons in their closet. So I don't give a shit. I've been so drained and focused on what other people think of me. And the reality is, nobody cares. One thing I forgot to add is that I literally have nothing to lose and everything to gain, right? By starting this YouTube channel, by getting into content creation, by uploading this video. I literally, and even in my life, right? I have literally nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because think about it, right? Nobody watches this video. Nobody watches my content. Okay, my cringy self, nobody has to see that shit, right? Nobody has to see my cringy content and it's forgotten. Nobody has to see that. Okay, congrats. I move on to the next thing, right? Or somehow, some way, right? Somebody, I'm sorry to say it, right? But somebody watches this shit. I feel sorry for you, right? Somebody watches this. A lot of people watch it. People start to subscribe. People start to follow me. People start to say, hey, this guy's kind of funny. I like his content. I like what he talks about. I like that he keeps it real, right? Somebody somewhere has that idea. And eventually somebody will. And that's the part about consistency that I'm talking about. And sure, I can have these fears of, what if my future employer sees this? What if, the next company I work for, they do background check and they find my digital footprint? If you're my future employer watching this, I fucking hate you. And the only reason why I'm working for you is to get a paycheck at the end of the fucking day. I don't give a shit about your pizza parties or your woke job culture. I'm here for money. So you can go fuck yourself if you're still in the application process and you find this video. Fuck you. I'm not deleting this video. This video is staying up, right? I remember, when I was in 8th grade, right, in middle school, I was literally at my happiest. And I was also probably the cringiest I've ever been, right? But in that moment, all those cringy memories, all those embarrassing times, like you would think that I would regret them, that I would look down upon them, and that I would essentially judge myself for it. But the truth is, those moments were genuinely the happiest times in my life. So fuck what anybody thinks. Fuck that. So why am I making this video? Well, as I said before, I'm not happy, right? This shit stinks. And I realized that I really have two choices. Continue down the path I'm going and make my life even stinkier, right? Potentially end up a bum, homeless, on the street, a reject of society, And I realized I don't want to sustain myself on rocks. Like, I don't want to eat rocks. I don't want to beg for money. I don't want to beg for food. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to wipe my ass with a piece of cardboard. So I decided to start a YouTube channel and really just get into content creation as a whole. And this is the first video I'm going to upload. It's going to be shit quality. I know it's going to be shit quality, but that's okay. Because guess what, right? Comparing yourself is never healthy, right? Comparing yourself is never healthy. But look at the top streamers, right? Look at the top content creators. PewDiePie, XQC, Aiden Ross, right? Do you think they were born with 1 million followers, let alone 1,000 or 100? No, they started from 0 followers. They started from 0 people supporting them. And I'm sure they had their hard times, I'm sure they had their struggles, right? And I'm sure some of them had it easier than others. Some of them already probably had a fan base built up before that. But it doesn't matter, because they showed up consistently for years, and that is ultimately what built their brand, built their sponsorship. And that's literally all you have to do. Like, genuinely, it's so easy. All you have to do is literally show up. That's literally half the work right there. Just show up. Just show up. It's that simple. Anyways, I'm getting a little off track. Why does my life suck? Or why do I think my life sucks? Well, the truth is, I struggle with my own personal issues. And to be honest, I don't think I'm mentally strong enough to talk about them right now, on camera, in front of whoever knows, who knows who's going to watch this, right? And I'm not really making this for people to watch, although, I'm posting it. Feel free to watch. I'm making this more as a reminder to myself of where I am and where I don't want to be. It's really that simple. But yeah, why does my life suck? 1, I have no friends, right? I wouldn't say I have no friends. Like, my Snapchat list isn't 0 people, right? Like, I have a few people. But can I call up a homie, or a shorty and just be like, you want to hang out? Like, no, I can't do that, right? I don't have people that are real like that I can genuinely spend time with, all right? Let me sit up because I'm sitting like a bum right now, right? I genuinely don't have people that I can just call up and be like, hey, you want to catch a movie? Hey, you want to twerk on the side of the crosswalk? Like, I probably don't have that. And maybe that's not true, right? Maybe I do have friends that I can do those things with. But out of the 4 or 5 people that, I've asked, they've all rejected me, and that's okay. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, I don't really have people that I can just call up, be like, hey, you want a hey? Like, no, I don't really have that. And that's okay, because I've genuinely realized nobody gives a shit. Like, genuinely nobody gives a shit. Yes, people care about you. Yes, especially family, especially close friends, right? And I want to say that at some point in my life, I've had close friends. But honestly, I don't think so. I don't think I ever had somebody that I could genuinely rely on outside of my family. And even then, it's stretching it thin. So no, I would genuinely say I've never really had a friend. Or I've had friends, but I've never had someone I could genuinely rely on. Because the truth is, if I could, I would still be talking to them to this day. Anyways, enough of my depressing social life. Another part of my life that sucks is that I suck talking to people. Like, I genuinely suck at talking to people. I don't know what it is. I don't know how this came to be. But in the last couple years, maybe it's just all my self-isolation. I don't know. In the last couple of years, I've realized I'm dog water at talking to people. I don't know what it is. I stutter. I have anxiety. And it's really not that deep. Because some of the times I am nervous, right? I am anxious. If I'm talking, to a shorty or a baddie, obviously, I lock up and I freeze. But just talking to regular people, sometimes I do have anxiety, but other times I genuinely don't care. And I'd be stumbling and mumbling and shit, and I don't even know why that happens, right? Maybe it's my deep subconscious fear. I don't know what it is. Anyways, I made this video not to dwell on the past, not to focus on all of the negative things that are going on. I made this video because I have a dream, right? I have a dream. And that dream, as, the thumbnails would suggest, isn't going skydiving in Hawaii with, my future pug pet. No. That would be cool, but no. That's not it. My dream is to just be happy, right? I know that's very vague, and that's very out in the open, and that's very just nonsensical. But my dream is to be happy. And I know happiness isn't a feeling, right? Or a state of mind, right? Happiness is just being okay with yourself, right? Being okay with your situation. Happiness is waking up every morning, not knowing what you're going to do or what's going to happen, and just still going through with it, right? Waking up with a smile on your face. And God knows that I do not be waking up with no smile on my face nowhere. Life has bent me over and absolutely destroyed my virginity, okay? But life, you can't have happiness, right? You can't have happiness with sadness, right? And again, I think back to my middle school years when I'm ashamed to admit, but really was probably the last time I was happy or satisfied with life, right? I think back to then, and even then, I struggled, I had issues, but I never doubted myself, right? I always knew that I was enough. And I genuinely never, and I mean never, gave a shit what people thought of me. There goes the stuttering again. I don't know what's fucking wrong with me. I knew that I was enough, right? And like I said, the truth is I'm not happy with where I'm at. And I realized I have two choices. I can either better my situation, better my life, and maybe that's through YouTube, maybe that's through social media, maybe that's just grinding my ass off through college while making YouTube videos and getting a 6-figure job and being successful that way. I don't know. You know, what it's going to take. I just know I'm going to get there. Like, I know I'm going to get there because I have to. I have to. Because I'm not wiping my ass with a piece of cardboard, right? And again, this just goes back and, you know, I feel sorry for all homeless people. You know, genuinely, I cannot even imagine what they go through. I'm going to cut that part out too. But, yeah, and today got me thinking, right? I take the bus to go to school, the public transit. I know, ghetto. Yeah, I take the public transit to go to school, right? And it's far. I have to take the public transit for 2 hours a day. That shit is soul draining. I hate it. But it's okay because I can get a job. I can get a car, right? I have options, right? I can change schools. I can do so many things, right? But like I said, I realized on my way to school today, you know, I saw so many homeless people in Toronto because my school's in Toronto. And it just genuinely made me think, like, wow, for one, I don't want to end up like that. I really, really don't, you know? That would suck. Again, that would suck. But number two, these people, right, they really don't give a shit about what people think. Like, genuinely, they don't give a shit about what people think. If you can wear raggedy ass clothing with half your ass cheeks sticking out, you don't give a shit, right? They have other priorities. They genuinely couldn't care less about what people think. And as ridiculous as this sounds, I look up to that, right? I look up to people who can genuinely not give a shit, right? And you know, this goes for all types of people, right? Including porn stars, including you know, the Dutty woman, right? Including them. They don't give a shit. You know, they don't give a shit. They post pictures of their booty hole and videos of their booty hole on camera for the world to see. And they genuinely don't give a shit, right? And they make money too. Like, they make money too. The art of not giving a shit genuinely pays. Like, when I say this, guys, and I know, you know, I don't have the subscribers to back this up, but when I say this, guys, you can literally make content reacting to a potato, right? Guys, you can literally make content reacting to a potato and you will get views, right? I guarantee you, if you show up consistently every single day and you post a video of you reacting to a potato, by the end of the year, you'll probably get 1,000 followers, right? And that's one thing I learned. I just need to be consistent. Being consistent is hard though, because if it was easy, everybody would be a millionaire, right? Everybody would be pumping out content after content after content. They'd be talking about anything, right? And some people do. Some people just shit post all day and they get, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But besides that, guys, literally, it doesn't matter, right, who you are, what you've done in your life, right, or even, you know, if you're smart or talented. It genuinely doesn't matter, right? You just have to be consistent, right? Because if you tell me, and this is not to be disrespectful, but if you tell me that XQC and Aiden Ross provide some type of benefit or betterment of society, or they are somehow, you know, the best in what they do, sure, they're the best content creators or streamers, yes. But do they have any skills? Do they really have any skills behind or besides putting their face on camera and doing stupid shit, right? You really have to ask yourself. Yes, they're their own people. Yes, they have, their own experiences. They have their own ups and downs. They have their own, happy moments, sad moments. But do they genuinely have any other skills besides putting themselves behind a camera and talking and entertaining and doing dumb shit? And the answer is no. The answer is no. And that's enough. You want to know why? Because I genuinely realized the reason why streamers and content creators are so successful is because they provide entertainment. And what is entertainment in today's day and age? It is an escape from reality. It's an escape from your 9 to 5, your miserable work life, your miserable cycle, right? It's an escape. You scroll through 50 different TikToks or 50 different YouTube videos in order to disassociate, in order to feel like you're in someone else's world, like you're living someone else's life. And that shit is destructive. That shit will destroy you, because you really have to think about it, right? What does scrolling through 50 different TikToks or 50 different YouTube videos do for you? Literally nothing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't consume media. Of course. Of course. But that shit is genuinely soul destroying. And look at me. Look at me posting content on this platform that potentially you are watching, right? And that is wasting your time, right? So if you made it to this far into the video, my advice would be get off this platform, come up with a plan, and execute that plan, right? Whatever it is, whatever your dreams are, follow them. Follow them. And stop giving a shit about what people think. Because if you do, you're never going to live your life. And you're never going to achieve the things you want to achieve. And my second piece of advice would be, there was a famous quote. I don't know how the quote goes, but it's something along the lines of, the best time to start was yesterday. And the second best time to start is today. So stop waiting and achieve your dreams. Love you.